Welcome to this week's edition of Red and Black Sport. Well, last week you'll remember we had a flying visit from a flying man in Hayden Paddon, way off up to Finland to compete in the World Rally Champs again, and it was great to have his company as he made his way home to Geraldine for, as I say, a very fleeting visit. Well, my guest this week is really on a flying visit as well. You'd think after playing a 3-test series in the West Indies and then a couple of 2020s, you'd get a bit of time to put your feet up. But Tom Latham is back in action. And Tom, firstly, congratulations. Well done on a series win over there.
Yes, thanks, Pete.
Yeah, how special was it?
Yeah, it was obviously nice to create a bit of history amongst the group, and I think the best thing was that we obviously lost the second one, and to come back and win the third test in the way we did was extra special. Tell
me, I've never been there, so tell me about conditions. What are conditions like in the Windies?
Yeah, obviously the wickets were pretty slow. Traditionally we faced a lot of spin with Shillingford. And
now, isn't that a change for West Indies cricket? You know, in my day, they had the battery of fast bowlers. They must have had hard, fast wickets, I presume, over there in those days for them to come through. Yeah. Why have they just changed everything?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it was. We had a lot of chats about the time back in the day when they had Curtly Ambrose and Joel Garner and the likes of those guys. So now times have changed, I think, with the evolution of cricket. But it was certainly nice we don't have to.
But their
face those
climate
nasty
couldn't
fusties.
have changed that much, could it? I mean, why are the wickets now slow and turners?
Yeah, I'm not too sure what the go is there, but it's nice that we don't have to face those fasties.
Other thing we hear too is that basketball is a huge sport for them now. Is cricket not as sexy for young people coming through, or what?
Yeah, I'm not too sure, to be honest.
Well, what's the depth like?
Yeah, obviously got the Caribbean Premier League, which creates a lot of good cricketers, and we saw a guy make his debut, Jermaine Blackwood, who scored runs. So I'm sure their depth is just as good as ours. I think it's just that
it's just changed, hasn't it? Yeah,
I think it is.
How were you well looked after?
Yeah, we were. We stayed in some nice hotels and didn't do too much outside the hotel.
No, that's a bit of a problem, isn't it? Is that just a safety feature or what?
Yeah, I think it's a safety feature among the country. So certainly spend a lot of time with the guys and a lot of time in the hotel room.
Does that get tiring? Does that become a pain?
A little bit. It's a bit frustrating when you can't get out when you have days off, but it's nice to chill out. We certainly watch a lot of TV series and movies.
So it was virtually train, play, that sort of scenario the whole time through?
Pretty much, yeah.
Tell me about Coach Mike Hesson. It's a guy I've only met once, don't know him terribly well, and he seems quite keen to keep under the radar, doesn't he? He just goes about his work.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head there. Just goes about his work quietly, and I think the support staff that he's got around him do a fantastic job with Shane Bond and Craig McMillan coming in for the West Indies tour. So
we're going to talk about Craig in a minute, but just does he do a lot of one-on-ones or does he do a lot of together, Mike Hesson?
I think it's a bit of togetherness. We're a pretty good team at the moment. We all gel well together, and everyone gets along with each other, which certainly helps the environment.
I had a beer with him the other night and I called him Napoleon. McCullum doesn't take any prisoners, does he?
No, he doesn't. He's he's a fantastic captain, and the way he's got the team into the shape it is today is credit to him. Born gambler, you must know that there's going to be a bit of excitement when he's going to make a decision. Yeah, you're right. I think if you look at the the last test when we declared with a day to go and 300 on the board, I don't think many teams would do that. So.
And a bit of flack back here, what the hell's he done? But it panned out in the end, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly, and that's that's the confidence that he instills in the group, which is fantastic for everyone involved. And
so when he sets a target like that, I mean, the bowlers know what they have to do, don't they? So he doesn't really have to say a lot. Just there's the ball going. We want 10 wickets.
Yeah, exactly, and I think that the communication he gives to the whole team and the bowling. The bowling unit is fantastic, and to get those results that we did is certainly credit to him and credit to the team.
Feedback to win the first test the way you did, it was only ever been done once before. Did you hear from some of the old veterans? Did they send through some congratulations to you?
Not personally, but
to the team.
I think there was a lot of applause for us back home, and Sir Richard Hadley was over there for the second test.
Oh, was he? That's his fault.
Yeah,
okay.
So it was nice to have his backing, and that was nice to win in the way we did.
Because I know it means a lot to guys that have been before, be it the All Blacks or whoever, the cricketers, they all have that history drilled into them, and they know what a test win is in West Indies.
Yeah, and I think, for those people that played back in the era of the Curtly Ambrose and Joel Garner, I think, it'll be pretty satisfying to see us win against them.
Just a downer for you, how frustrating in a test innings is to get to 80?
Yeah, it's obviously, it is disappointing, but certainly it's nice that I am getting to those scores, and just sort of more a mental thing, I think, towards the back end.
Yeah, what happens?
No, I think it's just, it was certainly hot over there, and fatigue hits you quite hard, and as I said...
Are you conscious of what you're on?
Not really.
No.
There's a lot of time to bat in a test match, and it's just frustrating that I did get out at those stages, but as I said, I do like I'd rather get hundreds, but it's certainly not a bad thing getting 80s.
It'll come, but you've had a couple of goes and got pretty jolly close, really.
Yeah. It'll come. I sort of went through that stage with Canterbury a little bit, but I know it will come. I don't think it's anything to worry about. So
let's personalise it to you. Your frame of mind. I mean, opening is a killer position in anybody's language. There's no two ways about it. No easy job when you're away as well to have to open. What goals do you set for your innings?
Yeah, I think it's for a start, I think it was nice that I had a season with Canterbury opening the batting, and then with a little bit of success got the rewards with the higher honours. And
but when you go out to bat, do you do it in fives? Do you do it in brackets of 10? A lot of senior players used to do that. Do you do that, or it's just as it comes?
No, I think it's more just as it comes. The longer I spend out there, I know it's going to...
So does time come into it? Do you think about time?
Definitely time. Obviously you have you try to break it down into to sessions and overs and ball by ball and all those sort of little wee targets. So I think it's there's a mixture of everything there, and I think...
So your mind's pretty active the whole time, isn't it, when you're batting?
Yeah, I think it's certainly important to switch off when you're not facing, which is crucial, because if you're switched on the whole time, you're going to be pretty blown out by the end of the day.
I suppose the downside of the tour was that we didn't get an opening partnership, did we? We're still just a little bit tricky with that. I mean, Pete Fulton didn't come off as it turned out. Hamish has obviously got a couple of deficiencies which they've worked out. You sort of with the rock were there. It would be great if you could put on 100, 150 as an opening pair, wouldn't it? It just makes the test done then, doesn't it?
Yeah, that would always be nice, but I think you hit the nail on the head before. It's not an easy position, and when you are out of form, you're obviously facing the new ball first up, which is which is quite tough. But I know I have full confidence in those two that if they come back in or if they play for their domestic sides, I know they're going to score runs.
Some of the great openers have said to me they'd sooner do that than have to sit and wait. Are you a let's get out there type guy?
I'm not too bad. I certainly was pretty nervous come that first test over there, and it was nice that I got the first run away pretty early in the first over. So, that was nice. All
right, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about a mate of this show, Red and Black Sport, and that's Craig McMillan. Came in as the batting coach. No one better to ask, how did he go? We're back with Tom Taylor in a minute. Welcome back. My guest is a young man making an impact on world cricket, and particularly for the Black Caps. Tom Latham is with us. I say Tom Taylor. Last time we had him, he was with Tom Taylor, and you're actually getting more runs on the board than Tom Taylor is at the moment. Tell me about Craig McMillan. He's a good mate of ours. What does he bring as the batting coach? You're a batsman. What does he do?
Yeah, he's fitted into the group nicely. We've had a little bit of work. I've done a little bit of work with him with Canterbury, so. We had a good relationship there, but I think the thing he brings is he challenges guys and puts guys under pressure in the nets and things like that. So he didn't have.
What would be the net time for you? How long would you have having a net as an opener?
Half an hour, I suppose.
Right.
So it's quite a hard thing to replicate batting in the middle because you don't get that time. But certainly I like to do a few extra things after I do have my net. So
is the net filmed?
Sometimes.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Okay, so if it's not, Craig, I presume, is there at the net, is he behind the stumps or whatever, I suppose, and he's looking for ways to improve or weaknesses, or what does he do?
Yeah, we talk about that sort of one-on-one stuff. Guys certainly everyone has stuff they need to work on and areas they want to improve. So
what's he prescribed for you?
I think he just likes to challenge me. You know, in the nets with the new sidearm tool, which...
Now, tell us about this. This is fascinating. He's telling me in the ad break about if you've got a pet dog, you'll probably know what we're talking about. You know, you see them in the park, they put the tennis ball in and they go woofo. Well, this has come into New Zealand cricket. What does it do?
Yeah, most coaches around the world have them. So
it's a cricket ball?
Pretty much, yeah. So you put a cricket ball in it and throw it. So I think it's the next best thing to facing bowlers, because you can get it down there quite quickly. So.
And he could shorten it or make it fuller or whatever.
Yep.
So does he actually throw it, or
he throws it?
He does.
Yep.
Why doesn't Bondi do that? He's a bowler.
No, Bondi does it all. He does it as well. But no, so that's just personally I like.
So a couple of tips he would have given you when he was on tour. What did he say to you?
I think it's, we talked about game plans and all that sort of thing, and we knew we were going to face a lot of spin, so a lot of talk was around facing firstly Nareen, and then he got he got called out of the squad. So yeah, it was just more about plans.
And with spinners, what was a fault or two that he identified for you that you could work on?
No, the work that I did beforehand with the spin machine out at Lincoln was vital for my preparation, and that certainly helped me towards towards those test matches.
So the bowling machine is put onto spinners, I presume, at Lincoln or whatever.
Yep.
Slightly different, isn't it? In the old days for openers, they probably wouldn't see a spinner for 30 overs. They're at you early on, aren't they, the spinners?
Yeah, they are. And I think if you look at the first test when they just played two seamers, Shillingford and Suleiman Ben came into the attack quite early on. So and we knew that our preparation was prepared for that. So that was that was a good thing.
And they're two different techniques, I assume. Spin versus quick.
Yes.
Yeah.
Your technique can change quite a bit. So I think it's important that you do work on it in the nets and the time leading into test matches.
What happened with the second test, Tom? You won the first one. You won it easy. You had a day up your sleeve. Everything went right. Really, it was almost back to the good old days, wasn't it, with the second test? What happened? Bit of complacency, or?
Yeah, I wouldn't say it was complacency at all. We knew we had another massive challenge for the next 5 days, but I think credit has to go to the West Indies, the way they come back after losing the first test the way they did.
Did the fans demand that? Did the press demand that? Did they get stuck into their team?
I'm not too sure. I'm not
a paper
sure
reader.
on that. Not really, no.
But they did come out well, didn't they?
They did, and credit has to go to their bowlers who just got better and better as the tour went on, and a couple of guys got hundreds, which helps the batting line up.
Yeah, well, you're in a better position, aren't you? That's for sure.
Exactly.
Okay, so what did Napoleon say to you after the second test? We're talking about Brendan McCullum. Did he give you a wee serve, all of you?
No, I don't. He didn't give us a serve at all. We knew, we weren't at our best, and they capitalised on that. But I think the way we came back after the second test and after our first innings.
Could you feel that? Could you feel the change in the mindset before you played that third test?
A little bit, yeah.
More people on edge, more people, a bit more purpose.
Yeah, we knew we knew it wasn't a train wreck. We just had to touch up on a couple of areas, and we certainly did that.
Yeah, and of course the quick stood up, didn't they? Which was a hell of a help.
Yeah, they did, and credit has to go to them, and we see them moving up in the ICC bowling ranks, which is positive for New Zealand cricket, and the way they've been leading the bowling group has been fantastic.
Tell me about the unknown spinner, the boy from Otago. No one had ever even heard of him. He had a pretty good tour, didn't he, in the end?
He did. Yeah. He had a dream debut in Jamaica, and he just got better and better.
Tell me his name, Tom, will you?
Mark Craig.
Yeah. No relation to James Bond. But he did really step up, didn't he? And he must have really enjoyed his tour, did he?
Yeah, he did. He obviously got his opportunity with Jeets pulling out, and he took that with both hands, which is positive for New Zealand cricket, that guys can come in and perform straight away in their first games, which is all credit to him.
Yeah, there were some very good wickets taken too, weren't there? There was some very good bowling to get those wickets, and that, especially the second dig in the third test.
Yeah, there was. We knew that he was going to play a massive part in that third test in the fourth innings, and credit to him, he did that. The pressure was on him to bowl them out, and he did a fantastic job.
Trying conditions for a spinner, not necessarily because of the wicket, but because of the conditions. I mean, to bowl, 35, 40 overs is hard yakka, isn't it?
Yeah, it is, and it was the first time he was obviously with the Black Caps overseas, and the temperatures were pretty hot and humid, and he did a fantastic job.
Right. Okay, you come back, they make the announcement of who the contracts are, the 20 contracts. You got a contract. Can I say congratulations? Yeah, terrific. Your opening partner didn't, or either of them. So is the search on to find your mate?
Yeah, I'm not too sure.
Any thoughts?
No thoughts at all. I know that whoever gets their opportunity, is going to come in and do the job. They're both fantastic players.
Bit of a call for Williamson to go up. I think that's wrong. But in a lot of cases, he was virtually opening anyway, wasn't he? He was in too early, really, for his own liking. But very talented sportsman, isn't he?
He is a very talented sportsman, and
lives the game, doesn't he?
He does.
Yeah.
He loves cricket and he loves batting, and he's been leading the batting lineup for 18 months now, which it's nice to have in that number 3 position. And
they tell me he's almost obsessive in his desire to do well at cricket.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah.
And they
liken him to a Martin Crowe.
Yeah, that's credit to him. He lives and breathes cricket, which is fantastic, and his experience at such a young age is nice for for everyone in the batting lineup.
So have you any thoughts on a mate that you could have as an opening partner?
No thoughts at all. As I said,
just look after you. Tell me about Williamson's bowling. That came under the spotlight. I mean, had anyone commented earlier on?
No, it was out of the blue for us, really. There's a lot of other people that have a suspect action.
And get away with it, don't
Exactly.
they? Yeah. Okay, when we come back though, he's away again. He's away off with New Zealand A, and he's over to England where they're having a heat wave, we believe. Back in a moment for the last time with Tom Latham. I'll get it right. Welcome back. Just before we bring the curtain down on the West Indies tour, a funny end to the tour, wasn't it? You asked your test team to play 2 2020s. It's a funny sort of a tour.
Yeah, it was a bit bizarre. It was something that doesn't usually happen with the test team playing, but it was nice that we won the first one. It was disappointing not to finish off, but that's cricket.
You had a lot of rain involved in those as well, though, didn't you? Which was
there was a lot of rain involved in the first one, but it was pretty dry for the second one.
Yeah. All right, now New Zealand. Well, you've got your contract, so you're a New Zealand cricket player in the Black Caps. You're in the top league. New Zealand A, they want you. What's the purpose of that? Just to give you more cricket?
Yeah, I think it's more one-day cricket. There's 9 one-days against
9 one-days
against a couple of counties in England A and Sri Lanka A. So
so Sri Lanka A are touring at the same time, are they?
Yep. So I think it's more to build experience for those guys that haven't played so much one-day cricket, and with the World Cup coming up, if we can build as much experience as possible.
Do you open with some 3 days, or what do you do?
There's 4 days.
4 days.
I think they're 4 days. So
but not many.
There's only 2 at the back end.
Yeah, at the back end.
Yeah.
So you go in straight into 50 over.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
Playing in some nice venues though, mate.
Yeah, we do. It's it's a lovely place to tour, and it's.
So you go to Notts?
No, we go Northants.
Northants.
Yep. We play down at Taunton and Kent and Surrey, and there's some great places to play.
You don't stride onto Lords?
No, we don't. Unfortunately, that would be nice. But
okay, and a strong A side.
Yep, it is a strong A side. There's a few Black Caps in there, so it's a great chance for guys to put their hand up for the World Cup coming up.
So in that squad, who do you think you'll open with?
There's Hamish Rutherford and Anton Devicic. So
okay, so Hamish gets another bite on it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So,
who's the other one?
And Anton Devicic from Northern District.
Yeah.
There's an opportunity there to.
Have you batted with Anton before?
I have, yes. Yep.
Underage?
Stuff. No, against England in the T20s.
Oh, the 20s. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, okay. Different mindset for you as an opener, but you love it still, don't you? I mean, you can hit a ball hard. That's not a problem, but you'll just have to adjust from a test to play 50-50.
Yeah, there's a few slight adjustments, but the key things all stay the same. And my sort of game's not going to be to muscle the ball to the boundary. It's more about gapping and placement and all that sort of thing. So
and setting it up.
Exactly, and if I can bat for as long as possible, and then I know hopefully.
Will you keep it all, Tom?
I might get. Hopefully, I'll get a couple of games to to keep. And
so, would you open and keep in that game or not?
Not too sure.
No.
Not sure.
Does that worry you?
No, it's not so bad.
50,
the 50 over stuff.
Yeah. So you still want to keep your head in with the gloves?
Yeah, I definitely want to keep it going.
It's
always something nice to have, and if there's an injury or whatnot,
So how long are you away on that tour for?
We have 6 weeks.
6 weeks away. So that gets you virtually coming then into our good weather, but you actually head away again.
Yeah, so there's a tour to the UAE coming up in November. So.
Now the UAE is because Pakistan can't play at home. So you're playing Pakistan. What's the makeup of that tour?
There's 3 tests. I think it's 3 one-days and a couple of T20s.
Right. When does the mindset change to World Cup? Which we're privileged enough to have here in New Zealand. You're going to have a heap of limited over cricket, aren't you, at some stage?
Yeah. There's a lot of one-day cricket coming up for New Zealand. So I think everyone's probably got half an eye on that World Cup. It's hard not to think about it, but
especially with it being played down here.
Yeah.
Your dad would tell you about the last one when it was played here. It was a pretty special tournament in the end, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
No pressure, Tom.
No, exactly. So, we'll, everyone's sort of focused on that a little bit at the moment.
How pleased are you that the ICC and the World Cricket Body have really come up and stepped up to help Christchurch? There's a lot of games in Canterbury, aren't there, this time?
Yeah, it's great. We're having, international cricket back in Christchurch and... with the redevelopment.
Boxing Day test.
Exactly,
yeah.
Even more exciting. And, with the redevelopment of Hagley.
Have you been down and had a look since you've been back?
Have, yes.
Yeah, what do you think of it?
It's looking fantastic.
It is, isn't it? It's very special, I reckon it's going to be.
It's going to be a great place to play cricket.
Right, okay. But you've got some test match cricket here as well, which is good, because we've been starved and, kids haven't really seen you guys for a long time, actually, because you haven't been down here to play, which is a bit of a pain.
No, they haven't. Yeah. Even extra special to have that Boxing Day test with, with the embankment around Hagley. Hopefully, that will fill up.
Terrific, yeah. The Canterbury side, just thinking about that for a minute, there's a few moved on, isn't there? There's a few gaps there, and of course you're probably not going to play a heck of a lot for Canterbury, are you?
We'll have to wait and see.
No, I'm just thinking, time-wise though.
Yeah.
You're kept pretty busy with international stuff, aren't you, over that summer period. So we've got the depth coming through, have we?
Yeah, it's obviously disappointing to lose guys, to other provinces, but it's not the worst thing to have a little bit of change, and gives a few young guys a chance to step up and show what they've got as well.
Got to ask you, because it's a bit controversial. I've actually had some mail traffic come to me about the way that country cricket's been shafted. The country lads love playing in the town competition, don't they?
Yeah, it's nice to have them in the competition, and for club teams to play out at main power on a first class wicket.
Tees, aren't they? Great afternoon tees in the country. Yeah, I used to love that. So that's a bit of a shame. I wonder if perhaps the Metropole will have a look at it, readdress it perhaps, because we don't want the drift away from the country thinking they've got to come to town to play cricket. I think that would be a shame.
Yeah, it's certainly disappointing to lose them in the under-20s, but hopefully that will change.
Are you going to get a change to wear purple and gold? Will you have a chance?
Hopefully.
Well, what do you think?
I really like the idea.
Do you?
Think. Yep.
Yeah. What does the old man think? He was red and black right through.
Yeah, I think he's behind the idea as well. And if you look around the world and you see, all the other 2020 competitions, everyone's changed their name and colours.
And I think it's just a means of freshening it up, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. If we can create a new name and brand, and at the end of the day, it's just T20. We're still Canterbury with the other forms, which is
and they've gone back to Canterbury, aren't they? The Wizards is gone, and it's Canterbury, and I think that's great.
Yeah.
You still get a buzz putting a bit of red and black gear on?
Oh, yeah, you'll miss it, but there's no tradition in T20 at the moment.
No.
I certainly think it's a step in the right direction.
Tom, your body's held up pretty well. You haven't touch wood. You've been injury free, mate.
Yeah.
So you're pretty fit.
Yeah, it's worked pretty hard leading into the West Indies tour with the strength and conditioning side of things, and it's some pretty important part of the
Who's
part
taking
of the game
that side away? Sorry, who?
Bob Carter's the
Bob
coach.
is. Okay, well you know him very well as well, so
yes.
that's good.
Yeah.
We wish you all the best on your travels, my boy, and it's a roller coaster ride, isn't it, being a professional cricketer in this modern world. It's been an absolute pleasure to have Tom Latham with us. He had a wonderful tour of the West Indies. Let's hope he can continue that form on. You go with our blessing, my boy, and we wish him all the best. We'll have another Red and Black Sport, same time next week, right here on CTV.